week. Thank you so much for joining us once again on the AM show. I'm Bernice Abu-Baidoo Lansah. Now, Ghana is experiencing a skill gap in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, known as STEM for short. Well, JoyPrime, in partnership with Dream Oval Foundation, Challenge Works, Founder Vine, Mest Africa, and Dex Technology is collaborating to bring you the all-new exciting Ghana Science and Tech Explorer Prize, G-STEP. It's designed to promote STEM education in Ghana. About 50 junior high schools from the northern and southern sectors of the country have qualified to compete and produce technological solutions. Well, this morning I've been joined by Project Manager at Mest Africa, Toyin Dania. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And great to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I get excited whenever we talk about STEM because I think what STEM does is to make science less boring, more practical, not what we saw in school where everybody was running away from these really hard to grab concepts. So just briefly explain to us what this initiative is all about.
Thank you very much. The initiative is to make science a bit more exciting and to really introduce the teachers to some of these new technologies as well so that they can actually support the students. These are junior school students. They need to have an exciting way to get into the sort of careers of the future. And without science, technology and maths, they're not going to have a chance. So it's given them, you know, bite-sized attempts to find practical solutions within their home environment. So we're asking them to come up with prototypes that are from their kitchen to actually make it more practical and to support their knowledge that if they're learning from what's around them, they can continue to build on it. So it's not just in the classroom, it's also at home. Interesting.
So tell us the nature of the challenge. What's the format? How does it work?
It's an amazing challenge. We're in our second year. It's a pilot program. The most important part is accessing the schools, accessing the teachers, accessing the students. Once we have that flow, it's then about supporting them. So they're supported with mentors, they're supported with coaches, and that's what Mest Africa does. We sort out that area. Then we have other partners in the consortium who are offering the other solutions. Dex Technology is offering all of the science kits to help them use the kits that they may have been used to using at school, but making them a little bit more practical with defined areas. We're teaching them about being in groups. We want our girls in those groups, so we've got at least one girl in each of the groups, and we want the boys to sort of support their fellow students, the female students, to also embrace science and technology the way that they have. And it's really lovely just seeing how they've come together. The mentors are just so blown away with the talent that we have in Ghana and some of the solutions that they've come up with and how they've been working together with the teachers as well.
So in other challenges we've seen, so you'd usually have maybe a school from a certain sector, you know, in the final competition with another school from the southern sector. Is that how this is going to work?
We're trying not to do the north and south divide, but what's really great is the healthy competition. So we have 25 schools from the Accra region and another 25 in the Ashanti region. And they're all coming up with amazing ideas. So we're doing the judging in the southern side. So there's 25 schools that will be judged by our core set of judges, and then we'll have those same judges go up to the Kumasi side. And the only thing that's the same are the judges, but they don't get to see each other.
Okay.
till the final exhibition that we'll be doing in January. But what's great is they know about each other and they're really working well with each other in that healthy competition.
So this challenge is not like what we're used to, where okay, you have 15 minutes to come up with a solution. These kids are actually given projects to work on. They have time to do it. They exhibit, they explain, they run you through what their projects are, what problems they're supposed to solve, and then judgment is made.
Yes, absolutely. And there's a Q&A element as well. So some of the things they weren't able to put into a 5-minute pitch is quite short for them learning. So they've had all this training. They've had pitching training, they've had training on their prototypes, they've had training with mentors to work on their presentation skills and how they communicate and, you know, to give each other a chance. Who's the best communicator? Let them pitch, but everyone else has had a healthy input into the solution.
Right. Yeah, you mentioned what Mest does, provide mentors, Dex Technology, but tell us about the other partners in this very wonderful initiative and what they offer.
Thank you. So So Dream Oval are the lead partner for this particular project, and they work with challenges all over the country, and they've been our experts. We also have Challenge Works, who do this sort of project in the UK, and they've brought that technology here for us to showcase how we can actually impart the same sort of skills but localized.
Right.
And what's really interesting is seeing where some of the challenges are and working together to make them better. That's why this is the pilot. So by the time we get to our next steps, which is year 3, we'll be doing 100 schools.
Wow.
And yeah, and we're really looking forward to implementing some of the challenges that we've had and the successes, and keeping on board our mentors, because they've really had a wonderful journey as well. And the teachers usually get left behind. So what's really good is they're part of this journey as well. And we're looking forward to gifting the best school and the best teacher.
Right. So there's JoyPrime, there's Foundervine. What are they also bringing on board?
Foundervine are part of our core group, and they're bringing on board their expertise within working with projects for young people, especially in schools. So the junior high school elements are where they're bringing us their support. And sorry, you said the...
JoyPrime?
JoyPrime, yourselves. You're giving us all of this wonderful airtime and really bringing out to the public.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we need STEM to be really promoted, and you're giving us so much airtime to actually do that. And we're hoping that people watching, especially parents, will really encourage their children to really get into STEM, so that they've got, you know, a chance at those wonderful careers that are coming in the future.
We are really excited to be a part of this, I must say. So what are some of the ideas that are being developed by the kids?
Fantastic question. I'm not to give away too much, but it's about the SDG goals. It's about climate change. It's about pollution. It's about waste. It's about everything that you see around you. How can you practically help your community? So that's what we want, that recognition that it's not some big project out there that you can't fathom. It's a project that's on your doorstep. You've seen that there's a lot of waste. How are you going to deal with it? If you even just organize to have a weekly clean up, that's doing something for your community. But how do you clear it up? So can you do a prototype that actually encourages your community to do that, encourages your school to do that? That's one of the projects. There's quite a lot, but most of them are around sanitation, waste, in the environment, all really about those sort of areas.
So what activities have been carried out so far, and what is the next step?
Wow, they've been inducted, which has been giving them a whole idea about what this program is all about. And then they've been given by Dext, you know, the science kit, and to go through the science kit and to look at what science in technology looks like, you know. So they've gone to Assisi University, they've gone to Mest to actually see things in practice. So it's not just this faraway illusion. And what's really great about their enthusiasm is they've taken that back to their ideas and refining them and making them a little bit more tighter, a little bit more firm with the ideas that they're picking up. But they're learning about communication, they're learning about developing their prototypes, and they're learning communication skills so that they can actually communicate and present to us. We want them to have those presentation skills that they'll be using throughout the rest of their lives.
Wonderful. You've given us a hint of what the future looks like, scaling this up to about 100 schools, but what more can you tell us about the future and what the big dream is for the G-STEP program?
The dream is STEM. It's getting STEM into every school. It's getting it into the fabric of families and parents so they understand that their children need to have these skills if they're looking for careers of the future. It's really embodying that it's exciting, it's new, it's developmental. It can go into so many different areas, but the fundamental basics of understanding coding, prototyping, etc., is what the future is going to be all about. So 100 schools, 1,000 schools, million schools, all the schools in Ghana, and then showcasing it to hopefully the continent.
I like the idea of the continent. That's the bigger goal, because
you
know what, Toyin is Nigerian, and just before we came on air, I was talking about the wonderful relationship between Ghana and Nigeria. So taking it across the West African sub-region, even largely to the continent, is a good one. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you for bringing STEM to the doorstep of a lot of children here in Ghana. We know that these projects are usually not easy to do, and so when organizations put it upon themselves to do this, you just must show appreciation for the efforts they put in. Toyin Dania is project manager, Mest Africa, and this morning we've been talking about the G-STEP program. Is there any way people can stay, in contact with you, social media,
Yes,
so that they can keep following up on?
Thank you very much for that. They can. I'm just going to
Sure.
give that to you now. So our GSTEP program is gstep.org.gh.
gstep.org.gh.
Yeah, .gh, thank you.
All right, okay. So if you're a parent, a teacher, somebody who helps young people, and you're also interested in STEM, then that is the website to go to, gstep.org.gh. You can follow up. I'm sure there are numbers there. You can contact them, make all the inquiries you need. But you know that STEM is the future. And so starting now will put your child or your community a step ahead. Let me say thank you once again for joining us this morning. Well, right here on the show, we've got a lot more for you. We have a conversation about HIV/AIDS, and that's why I've got that red thing here. And we'll be speaking to the Ghana AIDS Commission. Red Ribbon Month, that's what it is. The statistics are not too exciting, and so it tells you that we need to do a lot of work in that regard. We'll be back to talk about that shortly. Do stay.